Is there one? Okay, once again, when you have a question, uh, raise your hand, we'll get a mic to you. We'll start off with a statement from Coach Johnson, and then we'll have questions for the student athletes, and we'll excuse them, and then talk to Coach Johnson some more. So, Jay, give us an overview.
Tyler Buffett, story of the night. We did not get very many good swings off on him. He was doing something that hiding the ball, moving the fastball in and out. Started throwing his breaker for a strike, and then Cobb's stuff in the ninth was really good. So have to credit their pitching. I thought the game was won by their defense. That play on Cody's ball in the first inning, center fielder, that's as good as it gets. Unfortunately, I'm going to have to go home and watch it on SportsCenter tonight, I'm sure. He's standing at third base with no outs, and Zach and Ryan coming up, we're going to score in the first inning. And not much to say, just wipe the slate clean and get ready to go for a good opponent on Wednesday.
Jay, you will be the home team Wednesday night.
Awesome.
Yeah.
I didn't know that yet. Thank you.
Okay. And now questions for the student athletes. Please. Yeah, right there. We'll start over here. I saw him first.
Okay. Michael Lev with the Arizona Daily Star. Cody, two-part question. One, did you think on the ball that you hit in the first inning that it was definitely going to be an extra base hit? And second, what did you see out of Buffett? Why couldn't you guys, get very many good swings against him?
Yeah, I thought that ball was going to sit for sure. And I was already rounding second by the time I heard the crowd go wild. So I knew I'd either be standing on third or going for the inside the Parker. So I feel like that's a complete different game. And he was throwing all pitches for strikes. He was really mixing in well, and we tipped our cap to him.
Okay, John.
John Manuel, Baseball America. Bobby, what was working for you tonight, and just to get stronger as the night went on? It felt like after, and I guess what was the issue maybe for you in that fourth inning, or what did they do right where they were able to scratch out that run?
I had all my pitches working tonight. I had some good sink on my fastball inside of the righties especially. And, the inning where they got the run, Walton, hit a good pitch, over Alfonso's head. And then, their four-hitter hit a good changeup, off the end and just dumped it in the outfield. That's just the way it goes.
Okay, Aaron.
Aaron Fitt, D1 Baseball. Bobby, do you feel like, your secondary stuff, in particular your changeup, it seemed like you had a really good feel for it today. Have those pitches, I guess the changeup especially, really taken a jump forward over the second half of the season now that you've settled into this starting role?
I've always done that changeup since I started pitching, so I've always had good feel for it. Then, the big thing that's really come along for me is, instead of a slider, having more of a curveball too, or a slurve that, helps me out a lot.
Okay, Michael.
For Bobby and or Cody, obviously you guys don't want to be in this situation where you're facing elimination games, but you have been in it before in Lafayette. Does that give you any kind of comfort that that you can, face those situations and win those kind of pressure games?
Bobby, you start.
Yeah, we're always comfortable in any situation, so, we're not going to be pressing or anything.
Cody.
Yeah, I feel like we're just going to definitely take it one pitch at a time. We're not going to oversee whatever and just play the game.
Okay, any more questions for the student athletes? Okay, men, get ready for Wednesday. Thank you. Now questions for Coach Johnson. Kendall?
Kendall Rogers, D1 Baseball. Jay, what have you kind of seen from Bobby the last couple of weeks that's kind of allow him to kind of take that next step and go into that second gear from a stuff standpoint?
Well, first off, I probably should have touched on that in my opening statement. He pitched spectacular. He's as good as anybody in the country. And, in answering the question for him, Donnie Walton's one of the most valuable players in college baseball, and two-strike hit the other way, exactly how you want your hitters to do it. And then Benji or Benj, I'm not sure how you say his last name, it's a good at bat, you know. So I felt like they give your credit to Oklahoma State there, but he's got a great arm. I mean, he pitches 91 to 94 to 95, and in the ninth inning in Starkville last weekend, he was up to 97, 98. The changeup is a real pitch. Like, I think that's a major league pitch right now, and I think his breaking ball tonight was special. That's a good offense that when you're watching their games in the regional and super regional, there's not one guy you point to and say it's not going good right now. So for him to really roll through them is impressive, and you know, he's got a great future, you know, as a hitter or a pitcher.
Aaron?
Coach, what explanation were you given for that play at first base there in the ninth inning?
Well, we go to the ABCA convention at the beginning of the year, and you go through the rules video every year, and they talk about points of emphasis. And one of the points of emphasis this year is to get the call right and to huddle up and talk about it. And after they talked about it, they said they felt like he was out. I saw one video, the one up on the board, and it looked like he was out. And then I saw another one on my phone that somebody sent to me from their TV, and his foot was off the bag. He was safe.
Okay.
Given that they're supposed to huddle or what have you, how come they didn't huddle at the end of the eighth inning when Sergio was pretty insistent that his foot was off the bag in that situation?
Yeah, it's a good question. You know, I want to stay away from that. I mean, if I start talking about the umpiring, that's taking credit away from Buffett. And for the whole postseason, the umpiring that we have had has been as good as I've ever seen. And so, I mean, it's just, that's how it goes. I mean, those guys are human. They're going to make the mistakes. They've gotten way more right than they've gotten wrong, at least in my eyes, over the last 3 or 4 weeks.
Okay, up front here.
Ari Alexander, News 4 Tucson. Jay, how much did their excellent defensive play, or just making those plays, diving catches, that type of thing, did that hurt confidence at all?
I wouldn't say it hurt confidence. I actually was very pleased with our demeanor the whole time. You know, we really tried not to attach anything to what we're doing. It's about the play. It's about tough at-bats. It's about smart and aggressive base running and, you know, throwing strikes, throwing low strikes, playing great defense. And I thought our guys stuck with it. You know, I mean, it's really tough when it's a good pitcher that can get you to have a bad at-bat and then maybe get a good at-bat and get a guy on base, and you have another good at-bat and they make a play. It's just hard to sustain any type of momentum, and this is proven over the first 5 or 6 years to be a tough park to score runs in. We knew that coming in, and you know, they got us. They you know, All-American hits a 2-strike double, and you know, their next best hitter, you know, gets a hit with a runner in scoring position, and we didn't. We only got one guy to second base tonight, and you really got to tip your hat to their pitching because not too many teams have done that to us this year.
Okay, once again, Michael.
Jay, how do you think the experience in Lafayette, having to win 3 consecutive elimination games, will help your team in the situation that it faces now?
I think it's as valuable as you can get. You know, confidence comes from successful experience. This group has gone through that in a very hostile environment. At least we don't have to play the home team in this ballpark. With that being said, you're playing, you know, there's only 6 teams playing baseball right now. Everybody else is out at summer ball, so they're good opponents. And so you can't look at the whole thing. You have to look at it as we need to have a good training day tomorrow to get prepared to play a good team on Wednesday.
Okay, any more questions for Jay? Okay, let's get ready for Wednesday. Good luck.
Thanks, buddy.
got it. Where's everybody?
That's right.
Is he still with us?
Oh, I get it all.
For you new folks coming in, please, once again, turn off your cell phones, and we'll have a statement from Josh, and then player questions. Congratulations, Coach. Just another day at the plant.
Well, it was unbelievable college baseball game. Pitching and defense are at a premium, it's safe to say. Tyler Buffett was outstanding. His teammates played great defense behind him. And we did just enough on offense against an outstanding starting pitcher who really had his ball all over the place. Quality changeup, quality slider, quality sinker. Mixed them up and competed exceptionally well. I thought he was one of the better competitors we've seen this year, and I thought that was one of the finer outings we've seen in a long time. So credit to that young man and Arizona. They're a very good team. Our kids came up one run better tonight, and these kids to my right are the reason for that. So very proud of the kids. They continue to play at a high level. We're pitching the ball, catching the ball, and playing good team baseball. So that's a strong recipe, I think, especially considering the elements. A couple balls got hit in the air tonight, pretty good. And it wasn't a night to hit the ball in the air. So ground ball defense and one run proved to be the difference, along with just a big league outing by Tyler Buffett and Trey Cobb.
Okay, start for the for the student athletes.
Kendall Rogers, D1 Baseball. Tyler, how did you kind of feel? And also from a stuff standpoint, how did you kind of feel your stuff was tonight?
I felt all right. First couple innings, a little bit not as sharp as I wanted to be, but then around the fourth inning, I felt like I got a little bit of tunnel vision towards the glove and started finding the command that is necessary at this level. So, and then, having those guys make the plays behind me just helped everything out. Like first play of the game, Sluter makes one of the best plays I've ever seen, so that definitely helps.
Okay, next question. Aaron.
Aaron Fitt, doing baseball. Donnie, it seemed like, if I'm not mistaken, you had a little bit of a quiet first couple of weeks in the postseason, and then you really got it going here tonight. Have you put in any extra work to get that swing back on track, or just a matter of that's baseball?
It's baseball mostly, but we're working on a couple mechanics. I work with Josh and my pops all the time, and but I know I put up good swings on throughout the postseason. I just had to stick with it. Don't try to do anything more because I got guys behind me that can square some stuff up. So no, it's just minor adjustments and go out there and have some fun.
Mark Etheridge, D1 Baseball. Ryan, take us through that catch that everybody's talking about.
Honestly, just trying to get a good read, and it just sometimes that happens. You got to extend to get a ball, and fell in my glove. So that's all I got to say. It just happens, man. It's instinctive when you dive, and if you come up with it, you do, and if you don't, you don't. So.
Okay.
John Itzel with the Omaha World Herald. Just on that catch, Ryan, I mean, is there a point when you have it?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, you feel it in your glove, but I mean, when you're diving, it's just like I said, instinctive. So, you feel it in your glove. I've had a few pop out of my glove this year that it's nothing you can do about. But luckily, that one stayed in. So.
In the moment, do you ever get a sense of? I mean, the Arizona guys were talking about that catch as, big moment in the game, potential. I mean, they feel confident they would have scored a run in that inning.
Yeah.
In that moment, do you get a sense of how important or how crucial that catch could be or was?
Yeah, I mean, definitely you feel that, but, at the same time, we're just going out there playing the game that we know how to play. So we're just playing baseball, and, it's not, we're not treating this like it is the College World Series. We're just playing the game we know how to play. So just pitch by pitch, inning by inning, we're just playing.
John?
John Manuel, Baseball America. Donnie, could you just talk about those two plays, if you could, your vantage point at shortstop of Ryan's catch and then Ben's play in the ninth inning? And did you see the first baseman hold the bag at first?
I didn't get a good view. I looked at the big screen and noticed his foot was on, but no, Ryan's, right off the bat, just huge play. It's a momentum swing. I see Ryan make those catches all the time. It's nothing new, and I know our whole outfield can do it. And Benji's been making plays like that all the time, and it helps to, have a good arm that Benji has because he got up and just fired it over there. So, our defense is pretty solid. We're pretty confident in our defense, and we're pretty confident in our pitching. As you can see, they're pretty good. So we just do all we can behind them.
Okay, Aaron, right here. And then
Tyler, settling into this starting role now here down the stretch, it seemed like you were pretty good in the bullpen, but what has been the difference for you in this role? Have you had to change your approach in any way? Or, I mean, it's obviously a little bit of a different animal starting and holding your stuff for 8 innings like this.
Well, talking with Rob at the beginning of the year when he wanted me to start coming out of the bullpen and start throwing those 9th innings, he told me just keep the mentality the same. If I go out there and I focus on making pitches, it doesn't matter if that pitch goes down in the 9th inning to win the game or if it's the first pitch of the ball game. It's going to be the same pitch, and if I go out there with focus, then it's going to keep happening. I'm going to keep focusing on making good pitches. So that's what I tried to do. I tried to go out there and treat the first inning like the second inning, like the third, and like the 9th. So that's really all it's been like.
we'll have time for one more question.
Just Donnie, I wonder if you could just put into words what you guys have accomplished. I mean, I know you're not where you want to be yet, but just the run that you're on, what type of baseball you're playing, what has led to this? What factors are key in your mind to, to be able to pitch and defend the way you have in the NCAA tournament?
I think we came together as a team and not to look ahead, not look towards the future, and I think that's helped us the most. And taking one pitch at a time, one bat at a time, and one inning at a time, and and most of all, we're having as much fun as possible and playing fearless, and that's helping us too. So, with that mindset going into each game, lets everybody loose, and the guys in the dugout have been awesome. So, we just try to have much fun as possible.
Okay, men, thank you. We'll see you Friday afternoon. Take a day off.
Tell the bus they can go, okay?
Okay, some questions for Josh. Kendall.
Kendall Rogers, D1 Baseball. Josh, what did you kind of see stuff-wise from Tyler? And also, Bobby Dalbeck, he pitched a pretty good game for those guys. What did you see from him as well?
Well, I think Tyler, based on the lineup he's facing with quality right and left-handed hitters, had to move the ball around both sides, which he did. He threw his curveball effectively to change planes and move the eyes up and down. He flashed a straight change to try to also back off some of the aggression of some very good, strong hitters. And I thought he competed exceptionally well. And he made key pitches at key times. And I think the ballpark and the kids playing behind him, he felt the confidence to pitch to contact. And so not only was he making fine pitches, but he was also making pitches that allowed him to pitch 8 full innings there and get deep in the game. So it's just a mature approach. I think you heard it in his answer. He's just executing pitches. And as simple as that sounds, it takes a long time to learn how to just do that and not get ahead of yourself and worry about what's going on around you, but rather take control of what you can do, and that is execute the pitch at hand. So just a very mature, skilled performance by Tyler. And as I said before, I thought Bobby Dalbeck was even better than he looked on film. He pitched a fine game against Mississippi State in the Super Regional that I had a chance to watch, where he went, I believe, 8 2/3 against one of the better teams in the country. And he did much the same against them, where he had the ball dancing, spinning one way, sinking the other. And he changed his patterns. He never fell into a repeatable pattern. 3 quality pitches, and you're not throwing them in any particular order. That's why you saw some of the swings you saw. So credit to that young man. He was nails, and a lot of respect for him and the way he handles himself. He's got a great face. His demeanor is strong, and he knows he's good, and he doesn't need to tell anyone about it. He just flat pitches. So a lot of respect for the way he did his thing.
Aaron.
Coach, I feel like you've probably become accustomed to the highlight reel catches from Sluter and Hassel out there, and of course Donnie being that kind of rock for you. But how have you seen Garrett and JR grow at their positions to make this infield what it is right now?
Well, I think Littell made a couple of nice catches on the move and left, too. JJ, is it Metevic? Metevic hit a ball good. He ran it down, made a nice move to his left on a ball that I think Rivas hit. And he made a couple nice angled plays in the air. You mentioned Benj's defense. What an unbelievable improvement that young man has put together from the start of fall practice to now. He's become a very good defender. He did not enter the program at that level, but to his credit, and Coach Valade has done a great job of helping him grow as a defender. Same with JR. JR has grown immensely as a defender and has become one heck of a little second baseman. And the double play they turned in what I think was the 7th or 8th, right? Donnie makes a great play. He gets rid of it. JR catches it, and from the same position from which he caught it, he released it and turned that ball around. That's not a play he made 6-7 months ago. So the growth of our team over the course of the season, of the goal of getting better, is what's allowed us to get here. And, our kid behind the plate, Colin Thoreau, is catching at a high level. And, sometimes when you're catching every pitch and sometimes the offensive side of the game's not in your favor, it can really be tough on your mind. But what a credit to that kid for just being a rock for our team and taking such great pride in his defense and our pitching staff. So defense is a constant. At least it needs to be if you want to be great. And we've been able to grow into a steady defensive club.
Okay. John?
Obviously, Coach Dahlbeck was really good, but I mean, I have to imagine at some point, not to bring the room down for a minute, but you have to be a little disappointed to play the 18 innings and score 2 runs. What do you?
I am not disappointed, John. I'm ecstatic. No, I think. What do you have to do to improve? No, I know. Well, I think it's great. It's great. No, you're right. No question. The bats need to improve, no doubt, and we'll work at it tomorrow. You're exactly right. I think we got away from our approach a little bit. We knew this was a kid that we would have to elevate the window that you looked for the ball. We let that window too low, and we saw balls down that finished out of the zone. I don't know that I did a good enough job of maybe getting the kids convicted with that approach. I think the kid was even better than I was told in talking to people. So, like I said, I give him credit because I think his ball had big league action. I don't know, was he drafted as a pitcher or as a hitter? Okay, well, I mean, obviously he must be a really gifted kid. But his slider had big depth, and his changeup has action. And he's doing that with 92, 91, 92, 93, and he's getting the ball in and moving around. So, I mean, that's a tough split. The guy's making the ball cut, spin the other way, and he's running it up there pretty quick. Our quality of at-bats need to improve. Our execution, getting our bunts down, is part of our identity. It's how we create offense in certain spots in our lineup that we take a lot of pride in. So throwing shutouts covers those mistakes, but those mistakes can't continue if you want to continue on through the tournament. So you're spot on, John. We need to work and get fundamentally sound, and we'll take advantage of the next 2 days to spend some time in that part of our game.
Coach, just to follow up on your defense,
Uh-huh.
I understand it's the fabric of your program, but then again, everyone wants to play quality defense. Is it what's led to playing so well at this moment at the crucial time? Sometimes mentally that can wear on guys.
Well, that little rascal at shortstop wears number 5. He's the catalyst of our identity. His attitude towards defense and his work ethic on the field every day is infectious across the field. I give Donovan a lot of credit. You cannot undervalue or underestimate the importance of that player in a college baseball program. Kid is special. And he makes plays all the time he makes them look easy. They're not easy plays. So I think it starts with a leader on the field. I think it starts with a mentality as a club. Coach Valade gets a lot of credit for making defense fun. We look at practicing defense every day as something we enjoy. It is something we look forward to. Kids love to get out there and defend. Their confidence levels have grown. And I think it's a piece of the game that probably we had to establish early on as an identity piece that we wanted to possess. We for many years were known as a team that just launched it over the fence and stuffed a bunch of DHs all over the field. So in order to be a complete championship team, you have to place a value on defense, and that starts with how you train and how your outlook. And like I said, I think there's been some great growth on the defensive side of the ball for us since we started the season.
Okay, any more questions? Josh, we'll see you Friday afternoon.
Thank you. Appreciate it.